I will discuss the alien colonization threat in this video. So this is actually something much worse than an extinction event. People worry about some meteor or asteroid, something crashing into Earth and humanity gets wiped out. But I think it's even worse if humanity gets colonized. So for me, ask this question, where is everybody? Why are the aliens not here? And the answer could be that they are on their way. Now, there are four very large numbers, okay? The time our universe has existed, about 14 billion years, number of stars and planets in our universe, the amount of time that has been available for travel between stars and galaxies, and the distance between galaxies. Now, we look at the first three numbers and we think, why haven't some aliens traveled to our solar system? And the point is that you can't really just look at the first three numbers, you also have to look at the fourth number. So once we have estimates of the travel times between stars and galaxies, then we can see how relevant the fourth number is and develop a better understanding of Fermi's paradox. So in the book, there are feasible designs for interstellar and intergalactic travel, along with what speed we can expect those spaceships to travel. So based on that, okay, first let's just look at how much time do we think that if some other alien species started out on space colonization, how much time they would have had. So the Big Bang was about 14 billion years ago, and then it didn't immediately create stars and planets, but first you had synthesis, produced isotopes of hydrogen, lithium, and beryllium. And the first stars were formed about 0.1 billion years later. And so we need also the heavier elements like carbon, oxygen, nitrogen, calcium, iron, etc. For life, and these were formed by stellar nucleosynthesis. So there's two rounds. First, these were formed by stellar nucleosynthesis, and then that matter, for example, if it was a supernova and it ejected these heavier elements, and then later these heavier elements formed planets on which life arose. So if you look at Earth, our solar system was formed about 4.5 billion years ago, and our galaxy Milky Way was formed about 13.6 billion years ago. So taking all these numbers into account, we can say that about an alien species would probably have started its journey on space colonization about 8 billion years ago. No, they should not be human space colonization. They should rather be alien space colonization. So about 5.8 billion years after the Big Bang. Okay, so now you have an idea of how much time the alien species would have to start colonizing space. Now, we also from the book, we have a plausible number, something that can actually be achieved given our current knowledge of physics for intergalactic travel. And if you look at the observable universe, it has a radius of about 46.5 billion light years. So immediately you can see that, okay, an alien species couldn't have traveled this entire amount in 8 billion uh, years. And of course, from the book, what you also realize is that we can't get anywhere close to the speed of light. And the volume of the observable universe is about 4.21 into 10 to the power 32 light years, a truly astronomical number. And based on the speed at which intergalactic colonizing flotilla can travel, we can estimate, and assuming all manner of isotropy. So I think like everything is like very uniformly distributed. Okay, all these alien species which are there in the universe, they're also just very uniformly distributed. There can actually be something like 229,000 space colonizing alien species which have been busy colonizing our universe for 8 billion years, and they would have only colonized about 52.36% of it in those 8 billion years. And the remaining 47.64% of our universe is still left to be colonized. And maybe we're just lucky. Our Milky Way happens to be in this remaining 47.64%. And so, yes, there can be alien species in the universe, but 8 billion years is just not sufficient time for them to have reached our Earth or our solar system. But there could be like something like over 200,000 species which are colonizing the universe. And they just haven't reached us yet. So as we speak, there could be a alien colonizing flotilla headed towards us. Just because we've not encountered any aliens till now does not mean that we will not encounter them in the future. And there is you look at like the behavior of humans, and humans haven't solved this issue of just fighting with each other and destroying everything. And if that keeps happening, of course, humans are not going to be colonizing space. And that's an important issue which is covered in my books. So irrationality can actually overcome this evolutionary hardwiring. And if those species have overcome that hardwiring, then they would be colonizing space. So if an alien species arrived in our solar system, what can we expect? Well, firstly, of course, they would have much superior technology to our technologies. So, and what sort of treatment can we expect from them? So they are more intelligent than us. They have more technology. Would they respect us? Would they treat us with consideration? Or would they treat the way we treat other species who are less intelligent than us and have less technology? Okay, so how do we treat other species? We boil lobsters alive. We cut the throats of cows and let them bleed to death. We have sharks, they cut off the fins and then they throw back the shark into the ocean to die. So we are pretty harsh with other species, and we will not really expect, we cannot expect better treatment than we mete out to other species.